I wanted to take this opportunity to just say that I now have an app that you can download, which I'm very excited about. Yeah, so please, when you get home, you can look this up. And what it is, when you get it on your smartphone, on your iPhone, when you've got it, whenever anyone tweets or texts you, it automatically replies, "So what?" And it's been a big success so far. People are finding their productivity goes through the roof. After 2 weeks, more or less guaranteed, no one will be in touch with you anymore, and you get your life back. In fact, you know what? I am actually trying to bring back the expression "so what" into my everyday usage. I find myself in too many conversations I just don't want to be in. You know. And people have lost the art of conversation. They think they can get a conversation out of you with nothing. They'll say something, oh, when's your birthday? September. No way, my brother's birthday is September. What am I going to do about that? Where'd you go on holiday? Devon. No way, I went there when I was a kid on holiday. So what? It's a popular holiday destination. You've been there, I've been there. We have nothing in common. I'm trying to build it into something. I remember a few years ago, I was hanging around a school playground, and oh, come on, what are you, sick or something? How sad that I should have to qualify that remark in this day. Yes, I have worked for the BBC, but I left the building straight away. Unreal, what are you talking about? Oh, God, isn't it sad times, aren't they, for showbiz, you know? On the plus side, it's at least 30 years before I get arrested, so... So anyway, I was in this playground waiting for my kids to pick up my kids from school, and this dad comes out, out of the blue, out of nowhere, and he says, yeah, my son is getting very good at table tennis. And I should have just said, "So what?" and walked away and saved myself a lot of trouble. But instead, I showed a little flicker of interest. There's he's going to a table tennis competition up in Huddersfield. This is the great thing about watching television. You have a remote control, which is effectively, it's like saying "so what" to whatever you're watching, isn't it? So, Johnny and Jemima are converting this 18th century barn into a 3-bedroom home. Shit, what? I don't care where they live. I don't even know them. Look at them, those stupid tossers. Look at them. Look at her. She's cross-eyed, isn't she? He's wearing stupid shirts and she's cross-eyed. I don't care. I don't care if they live in a shoe, frankly. For main course, Peter is cooking sea breams. Oh, what? Hope he chokes on it. I don't care what he cooks. I'm not going to eat it, am I? Oh, but I love singing and I love X Factor. My nan's in hospital. So what? Oh, please. I'm always impressed when you see dignitaries and they're meeting people they've never met all day, and they always find something to say to them. I think that's pretty clever thing to be able to do. I mean, the Queen, whatever you think of the Queen, meeting these people all day long that she'd never met before, and they just go, and this is Mavis, and she's worked in this post office for 29 years. I bet she's got "so what" on the tip of her tongue the whole way through. I bet she's thinking, I've met Nelson Mandela, I don't give a fuck anymore. But the popularity was just incredible. I mean, I was in Kettering on this tour, right at the beginning of the tour, and I always get a local paper wherever I go. I got a local paper, and my eye was caught by this story. It says, "Queen visits Kettering on royal tour," and I thought, I'm a little surprised, because Kettering wouldn't, with all due respect, you wouldn't, put that at the top of your list of places to visit, ever. I mean, And then I read the rest of the story, and it turns out that the Queen had actually gone through Kettering on her way to Leicester. She'd gone through Kettering by train. on her way to Leicester, and there'd been a mix-up because the mayor had arranged for all the children in Kettering to be at the platform and station and wave flags when she arrived, but the royal party were not aware of this, and so didn't stop, basically. So it was sad, because all the kids were there going, okay, here she comes, she's coming right now. Hey, everyone get your flags out, here she comes. Where's my flag gone? Was that the Queen? If you had had a really fast action camera, I imagine you would have just got a photograph of the Queen going, just passing through Kettering, Mom. Say what? So remember that. So, you know, I think it's a useful thing, a little useful social skill to be able to say, so what are people? Because, you know, save a lot of time if you get caught by a pub bore or something, you know. Oh, you know, Elvis is still alive. So what? I don't care. Good for him. I don't know. This is a thing. I had to do a documentary thing I was doing some research for radio, and I was about conspiracy theorists, and it actually never did get broadcast. Why would that be, one wonders? But, and I had to meet these guys, and these particular group, their thing, what they believed, right, was that the plane that hit 9/11 was actually a military missile set off by the US government to destroy the Pentagon, and it wasn't a plane at all, right? That's what they fervently believed. So I said to them, well, how do you account for the fact that the American Association of Civil Engineers, after their extensive inquiry, came to the overwhelming conclusion that the impact profile was entirely consistent with that of a 124-foot wingspan aircraft hitting the building at just such an angle whereby the lower wing would have hit the ground first, thereby coming off before impact, and the upper wing would have been in the air, not touching it at all, giving the impression possibly of a wingless fuselage hitting the building, although they did find in the debris, they found remnants of an aircraft. How do you square that with what you believe, right? Now, instead of saying, as any sane person would say, instead of saying, oh, shit, I've wasted my life. Instead of saying that, you know what this guy said? He said, oh, okay, I think I see what's happened here. You're in it too, aren't you? That's it. We're through, we can't talk. I mean, you know, really paranoid. And then he goes, oh, but explain this then, explain this, Jack. Osama bin Laden was assassinated the very same week that Pope John Paul II was beatified, huh? Coincidence? Oh, yes. Yes. That is precisely what a coincidence is. That is more or less what the word coincidence was invented for. Before they had the word coincidence, when things like that happen, they had to say, fucking hell. I want to know what a coincidence is. You being a conspiracy theorist and a 30-year-old virgin. That, I would say, those two things come together. People are prepared to believe anything, aren't they? I mean, you know, I went on a little weekend to Paris with Jane, my wife, and I like the Doors, and the band, obviously, not, you know, not Doors. I mean, I could go anywhere to see those, couldn't I, really? And I went to the cemetery where Jim Morrison is laid to rest, and someone's written on it, Jim lives. And I thought, well, there really is no telling some people, is there? And even I was caught up in all of that. You know, as a kid, I mean, I was 14 years old, and I was really into Judas Priest, the band. And you remember this one where they were accused of recruiting devil worshippers? And that if you listen to the end of one of the tracks, if you listen to it backwards, you can clearly hear the words, worship the devil. I was only 14 at the time, so I must have been listening to the wrong track, because the one I listened to just said, stay in your room and wank a lot.